Alright, what up, everybody? This is Greg Deadly Beef. Dugg Sada, baby. Let's get straight into it. We got the like, comment, share, subscribe. And let's get straight into it.
Rap is a competitive genre. When two rappers from the same city start gaining attention, drama and past beef can escalate into an all-out war. Dugg Dugg and Sada Baby are two rising rappers from Detroit who are locked into a deadly beef that has claimed countless lives, including the innocent family members of another rapper who got caught in the middle of their beef. Let's get right into it. Dugg is a popular rapper from the 6 Mile area on the east side of Detroit. Doug's history in the streets is well documented, and he's a respected artist in the city. He has ties to the 6 Mile hustle
I think it's really short.
gang, a set of the Crips. Not much is known about Doug's childhood, but what's clear is that he's been in the streets from an early age. In 2010, at just age 15, Doug was sentenced to 4 years in prison for carjacking and possession of a firearm. After getting into a fight with another inmate, Doug was sentenced to an additional 2 years and spent a total of 6 years locked up. Doug has stated in interviews that he started rapping while he was locked up and decided to go hard with his music career after being released. Doug was already respected in the city, so he easily built a local buzz. But blowing up from the Detroit rap scene isn't easy. Only a few artists from Detroit like Eminem or Big Sean have managed to make it to a mainstream level, and if Doug wanted to be the next rap superstar, he'd have to collab with popular artists outside the city. So Doug did just that, and after meeting Lil Baby in this game, he was featured on the tracks We Paid and Grace from the Atlanta Rappers 2020 album My Turn. This exposed Doug to a whole new audience and pushed his career to new limits. He also became cool with another music industry veteran, Yo Gotti, and signed to his label CMG. Doug is also signed to Lil Baby's 4PF label, so he was able to push himself into both the Atlanta and the Memphis rap scenes while being mentored by some of the biggest names in the industry. Things were looking good for Dugg, and it seemed like he would be the next major rapper to hold it down for Detroit. But Doug isn't the only artist blowing up in the city. Another rapper who's a sworn enemy of the Hustle gang, named Sada Baby, was also blowing up around the same time. Sada Baby is from the 7 Mile area of East Detroit. Unlike Doug, Sada Baby was not in the streets from such an early age and gravitated toward that lifestyle later on. He started rapping at age 19 and would freestyle for a few hours every day to practice. But after 3 years, the music still wasn't paying the bills, and he was forced to live at his grandma's house and get a job. It wasn't until he was 22 or 23 that he decided to join a gang and became affiliated with the Red Zone Bloods in his neighborhood. Sada Baby has faced a lot of backlash for joining the gang at an older age. Most active gang members jump off the porch before they're 18, and joining a gang at 22 in many places isn't allowed. There's also the fact that Sada Baby's cousin, I Swear Vezo, is a Crip from another area of Detroit, and they've collaborated on music and videos together in the past. But in an interview with Hip Hop DX, the rapper explained that their relationship went deeper than the streets, and they respected each other too much to beef over gang affiliation. But even if he started gangbanging at an older age, Sada Baby still reps the Bloods and is one of the most popular rappers coming out of Detroit. This means that he inherited any beefs his gang has with rival sets, including the Hustle boys. These two gangs have been at war for over 15 years.
No.
7 Mile Bloods were
Go back that far? 15 years?
originally the dominant group in the area and had beef with most of the other local gangs, including the 4-2 Crips. The beef began to change around 2014 after a shooting outside a parole office led to an all-out war. Two Hustle gang members, known as 4-2 Twins, crossed paths with a member of the 7 Mile Bloods outside the building where they all had appointments to meet with their parole officers. The 4-2 Twins jumped into a car with other members of their gang and were chased by the ops. The Bloods opened fire, hitting one of the 4-2 Twins and another Hustle gang member in the car. Both the 4-2 Twins survived the shooting, but Dewan Neff Page, the other dude who was shot, ended up going into a coma and later dying. Several members of the 7 Mile Bloods were picked up for the shooting. The 4-2 Twins were supposed to testify in court against their ops, but refused to take the stand at the last minute. After Page's death, the 4-2 Hustle gang allied themselves with other enemies of the 7 Mile Bloods to challenge their control over the area and avenge the death of Neff. This resulted in a violent feud that rages to this day. So Doug and Sada Baby are sworn ops purely based on their gang affiliation. Doug and Sada Baby were never cool with each other, but there wasn't any active beef until another artist got involved. T Grizzly is another popular rapper from Detroit who's been on the scene for a minute. He first blew up back in 2016 with his track First Day Out that he recorded and released the day he got out of prison. T Grizzly was never gang affiliated, but he did grow up in the streets. He was mostly raised by his grandmother in West Detroit because his parents were constantly in and out of jail. In 2011, his mother was sentenced to 20 years for drug trafficking, and his father was murdered in 2012. But despite having such a rough childhood, the rapper did his best to stay on the right path and even attended Michigan State University to study finance and accounting. But while in college, he struggled financially and began robbing other students' dorms for cash and electronics. He was eventually caught, but released while the school conducted an investigation. During that time, he and his friends went on the run and ended up robbing a jewelry store in Lexington, Kentucky. The robbery was unsuccessful, and Grizzly, along with his 3 accomplices, were arrested. He was sentenced to 9 months for the jewelry store robbing and 18 months to 15 years for the robberies at Michigan State. He was released in 2016 and blew up with his first day out freestyle quickly after. Ever since, he's built a name for himself as one of the leading artists in the Detroit rap scene, having collaborated with everyone from Meek Mill to Lil Durk. But just because you weren't gang affiliated doesn't mean you can't get wrapped up in gang beef. And T Grizzly has gotten himself in the middle of the war between the 6 Mile Crips and 7 Mile Blood by playing both sides. Early in his career, T Grizzly collaborated with one of the 4-2 twins on a track called Secrecy. But not long after, T went and signed Sada Baby to his own record label. 4-2 twin wasn't feeling the fake love and took to social media to call out T Grizzly for pretending to with him and then turn around and sign his op. T Grizzly responded by claiming that he was just trying to spread love and put some money in everyone's pocket, and he still gets accused of being fake. 4-2 Twins clearly wasn't feeling that response because he posted a photo of the rapper to Instagram with the caption, "Don't get your car flipped leaving off that block." T Grizzly followed up in the comments saying that Twins reached out to him for the feature and that none of his homies with him because he isn't real. Twins responded by claiming to have receipts proving that Grizzly messaged him first and that he's with the homies every day. So, after that exchange, T Grizzly was now at the center of the beef. Coming from the streets, the rapper should have known he was going to catch some heat for signing a rapper involved in an ongoing war in the city, but he definitely wasn't prepared for what came next. The rapper would go on to collaborate with 4-2 Dugg on the track MWBL in 2019, leading many to believe that the beef wasn't that serious. But as it turns out, the war was just beginning. In August 2019, Grizzly was in a black Chrysler in the 3 Mile area of East Detroit when someone sprayed the vehicle with bullets. The rapper wasn't injured in the shooting, but his 41-year-old aunt JB, who also acted as his manager, was shot and killed. Sada Baby was also managed by JB, and he could be seen attending her funeral in the video for T Grizzly's track, Sadish, where he raps about the shooting. Sada ended up leaving T Grizzly's label not long after JB was killed, claiming his career wasn't managed properly and because he was angry over the fact that T would drop a track with his ops. The beef between Sada and Dugg escalated even further after a party in Detroit that they were both at. The 4-2 gang took the stage and performed a diss track aimed at the 7 Mile Bloods while Sada was in the audience. It was also rumored that 4-2 Dugg had something to do with the situation, where Sada allegedly had his chain snatched at a recording studio. Sada was interacting with fans online when he let it be known that he wasn't cool with Cleveland rapper Doughboy. Doughboy wasn't feeling the disrespect and took to social media to clown Sada for being a blood and getting his chain snatched at the studio. Sada responded by saying that Doughboy's claims were all cap and he was just trying to gain some clout by mentioning his name. Doughboy followed up with another video where he gives even more details about the alleged robbery. He claims that Sada Baby got stripped naked and robbed his own gun. The robber got away with the rapper's chains, bracelets.
Oh, God. Come on, now. That's kind of gay. That is really gay. Why did he do that? Let's humiliate them.
Money, drugs, and everything else he had on him at the time. Sada then ran into the other room where Doughboy was hanging out and started wilding out about the robbery. Doughboy didn't like his energy, so he pulled a strap out on him to make him calm down, which is why they don't like each other. After Doughboy aired him out, 4-2 Dugg followed up with his own story clowning Sada for getting robbed and takes credit for being the one who stuck him up. Sada continued to claim that this is all cap, and both rappers are just looking to gain some attention by mentioning his name. There isn't any camera footage or other evidence from the night of the robbery to prove whose side of the story is real, so it's up to the fans to decide who they're rocking with. Since then, both sides have been sending disses at each other in interviews and on social media. Both Sada and 4-2 Dugg were featured on the track Friday Night Cypher on Big Sean's album Detroit 2. In an interview, Sada suggested that Dugg's verse was trash and that he had no idea who was going to be on the song when he recorded his part. In the same interview, he also threw shade on T Grizzly and said he hopped on the track because he wanted to prove he was the better rapper. Around this time, Sada also shut down a club performance after a DJ played a T Grizzly and 4-2 Dugg track back to back. He also called his former music partner a disloyal fake gangster who hides in Detroit. Dugg responded to all the disses by posting a video to his Instagram saying that he's smoking on Helly Blood Day, disrespecting some of Sada's dead homies.
Today 420, man, we blowing Helly Blood. We blowing Helly Bloods today.
So neither side is trying to be subtle about how they feel about the other crew. Both rappers' careers have been taken off over the past few months. 4-2 Dugg has been featured on tracks with major artists like Future and Roddy Ricch.
Hey, that nigga
Sada Baby and Nicki Minaj remixed his track Whole Lotta Choppers, which ended up going viral on TikTok. So far, Sada Baby has stayed out of trouble with the law, but 4-2 Dugg's past has come back to haunt him. In 2020, he was arrested for fleeing from police in a rental car, and not long after, he was arrested for violating his probation by visiting a gun range. He was also the possible target of another shooting that occurred at the front of the music video for his collaboration with Roddy Ricch before the game. Neither rapper was injured, 2 other men were shot and later treated at the hospital. At first, Fans thought that maybe Sada Baby had something to do with it based on their past beef, but another rapper from Mobile, Alabama named OMB Peasy was arrested in connection with the shooting. Peasy has maintained innocence, but since it's an open case, he hasn't spoken out much about what happened. Internet rumors claim that Peasy was not the one shooting the music video, but was firing back at someone who was. The rapper was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and held on $60,000 bond. So if it was a case of self-defense, they probably wouldn't have arrested him unless he refused to cooperate with the police. Peasy isn't known to have beef with Dugg or Roddy Ricch, but he has collaborated with Sada Baby on his track One Me. So if the two artists are cool, that could point to a possible motive. More details in this case are likely to come to light as the trial progresses and will reveal whether it had to do with this particular beef or if it was just an unrelated incident. Either way, things are still tense in the streets of Detroit and no one is truly safe. Hopefully, Sada and Dugg can leave the past alone so no more innocent bystanders get caught in the crossfire. But with so much drama, it may be hard for either artist to leave the street life alone and focus on music. If you like this video, we have many more on our channel. From rappers.
Alright, thank you, but for to get please like, comment, share.